Hello, welcome to Agric today on Arcn Television, Abuja, Nigeria. I am Khadija Oluwatoyin Amin. Today's episode of the program is going to be a focus on the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria in conjunction with the Canon Royal Resource Limited training organized in increasing the capacity of the new staff that has just been employed in the council. The training, which was well attended by the new staff nationwide, as well as Executive Secretary of the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria, Professor Amidu Garba Rubutu. In the event, the Executive Secretary charged them to know that this is not a child's play and all hands must be on deck in ensuring that full sustainability drive of the federal government is something that is very important to the council and of course the ministry.
And I'm also very happy with the resource persons that are here to take you through. In fact, I had wanted to belong. And I said, as long as it lasts, if I have my own opportunity, I'm also going to frame a topic to come and also talk to you about. So I want to thank the resource persons. By mere looking at their faces, I know that there are people that I rely on, either at the level of the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, or at the level of the Office of the Executive Secretary. So I want to appreciate you. I also want to appreciate the directors. You know, when you are a director here, you are equally an executive secretary. We are first among equals. And so the mere fact that I sit on the center of the table does not make me more important than them. Because if they do not direct, I will not be able to execute. And that's the meaning of executive secretary. Anytime I'm holding things like this, I always want my friends to come around, to come and see what we're doing. And that's why I had to insist that Dixon must be here together with me so that he will see what we're doing.
The Executive Secretary, Professor Sharubutu, who admonished staff to do all they can in ensuring that the sector moves forward, also gave a stern warning that no laziness would be condoned. He also told them that they should not think that because they now have later at hand and then it's a room for them to do all they can. He said only hard work is what is being tolerated here at the Arcn. Let's listen to him.
We registered you as individuals, and any attempt to undermine the system, any attempt to undermine the country under this administration will not be taken lightly. I understand very few of you have been confirmed, but we have the capacity to reverse confirmation. I know that most of the letters we have given you are provisional, and the need for you to further your studies and then make sure that you are permanent staff of this place lies with when you have been confirmed. And your confirmation is dependent on your behavior. All this will be outlined to you. So you have to go back and meet your heads of departments and find out what is the mandate of your institution. Like I said, it's not about salary. It's about execution of your mandate. Now, when you understand your mandate, again, they will explain to you here, how is your mandate related to the policy of the current administration? Every administration has a policy. The Federal Ministry of Agriculture has its own policy. You will be told about that. The policy we have there is the integration of technology into our system. So it's not just for you to go and sit down under the tree and begin to gossip. To sit down in your offices and begin to ferment problems. Or to join unions. Or to call for strike. Or you think you can determine what your salary is going to be without going through the proper channel of your union. We encourage unionism here. But even individuals within the union are trying to be recalcitrant. We have the ability to draw their attention to the fact that they have a mandate. For each of you has a mandate. If you are in the college, the mandate we have given you is to teach, is to do research, and to do community service. And whether you are teaching, or you are doing research, or you are doing community service, if you don't do any of this, you will remain stagnant. And after 3 years, we have no alternative than to move you. And I mean it. You have to teach, you have to do research, and you have to do community service. Don't go there and open up a masjid and be preaching the difference between Izala and Darika for me. I will not take it. Don't go there and open a church or a ministry and think that that is going to reflect or replace what we have asked you to do. I have not mentioned religion to you. I have not mentioned tribe to you. It's teaching, it's research, and it's community service. For those of you that are in the research institute, your function for us is research, is extension, as well as community service. If you are a researcher, you are as good as somebody that is going to take research from your laboratory to the target farmer. You are supposed to commercialize your product through patenting. Because in the last promotion exercise, we have introduced the issue of how many products have you patented. By implication, out of your research, what can you sell to the public for us to get more money into the system? Again, you're supposed to do research, you're supposed to do extension, and you're supposed to do community service. You must patent your research findings. That is for those of you who are researchers, for those in research institute. I've given you the mandate of those of you in colleges. You have had that of the research institute. Now, this mandate that we have given you is on paper because we are targeting the mandate of your individual institutes and colleges. We have 16 agricultural research institutes. I started with Neoma. For what? For marine products. We came to IR&T, farming system, soil testing, and various crops. We came to Badegi, rice, sugarcane, stevia. We came to Lecture Research Institute, wheat, millet, MVRI, vaccine production, ethno-veterinary, NAPRI, animal production, and increase, genetic makeup of our breeds. Are you getting me? And then the colleges, we have your core mandate, but we are trying to expand your mandate. Because some of you think, because you are from cooperative colleges, you are only going to teach cooperative courses. We are going to expand, and your principals will tell you.
Trainers from all sectors of the agricultural sector came on board to lecture the new intake in ensuring that they do not miss their step as they do their job. Let's see.
That is why they said agricultural research is a driver or the engine of growth and development in Nigeria, because we are about innovation. Whether you are in the college or you are in the research institute, you are in the main station or in the house station or you are in the experimental station, something is common to everybody. And it is what? It is what? Growth. It is innovation. Alright? Something is common to all of you. It is what? And you are driving what in the society? Growth. But as good as innovation is, It is the biggest problem for business executives. And I believe innovation is one of the biggest problems you have in the research institute and colleges. And how did we know that? There's a research that was conducted by McKinsey Research, and they asked business executives all over the world that how important is innovation to them. And 84%, so maybe you interviewed 1,000 business executives. So 840 out of the 1,000 said innovation is very important to them. But when they were asked again that how happy are you with your innovation, only 6% of them, so only like 60 out of the 1,000 said they were happy with their innovation. So innovation is a big problem. In fact, big organizations are one of the most difficult organizations to innovate, because it is difficult at times for big organizations to make changes. You may be aware, we saw from Napoli here. Okay, how old is Shika Brown, if you know? How old is Shika Brown now? Shika Brown is 24 years old. Alright? It took 18 years to develop Shika Brown. Now Shika Brown is 24 years old. Shika Brown is old. And he should have been retired by now. You know, it is not only human beings that retire. Even technologists retire. There's a retirement age for technology. So innovation or innovating is a big challenge. Now, you must innovate. And that is why when we want to rate the performance of some of our research institute, we will ask you how many technologies have you released? How many technologies have you developed? How many have you released? And you see, people tend to see organizations that develop and release more technologies than the other as being more performing than those ones that are not releasing technology. And then innovation leaders, organizations that innovate, people that innovate deliver twice as better result as their counterpart. So innovation will give you a competitive edge over your competitors. And you know, technically you guys are competitors. All right? All of us are looking for the same customers. Even though we are in the same system, we are competitors in a way. People must make choices between taking rice or taking yam, taking millet or taking wheat. It is competition. And it is the more you innovate to meet the needs of your end users that you will be on top of the ladder. And we'll be talking about how to move your organization to the top of the ladder.
That's within the research institutions. And I'm sure we have all the various cross-cutting research institutions, except for, is NCAM here? Okay, that's fine. But basically, I would like to require us to take down 2 items on your note now, and I will be taking us up on it as we progress. And this is it. In your institution, write down one thing you can do to bring about innovation. What does not exist, but you've actually thought of it. Probably you may not be able to do it because it's beyond your capacity, or it's something you can do, but you don't know how to go about it. So you write 2 items. 1, give me a sectoral innovative idea. Then 2, give me an administrative innovative idea. What I mean by administrative innovative idea, something you can do that can improve the administrative system within your institution. Something you can suggest that if the management of your institution take it up, it could actually improve the administrative process. Then I can just pick anybody and ask you to tell me what you've written. So make sure you have written something. So while we are doing that, we'll be looking at Dr. Maluma, he has spoken extensively on trying to define what innovation is. But basically, one thing I would like to emphasize here is that the reason why we need to innovate is to bring about changes, is to solve problem. Something is on ground, but if you're able to bring certain ideas to see how you can improve on it, you are solving problems. So if you are an innovator, you're a problem solver. And I want to say this for a start, and then I can go into the presentation properly. Is there anybody here, something that is very important, that even as you leave here, let it be one of your take-home? If you don't make yourself relevant in the system, nobody will take you serious. If you don't make yourself relevant within the system of where you're working and operating, to a greater extent, you will not be carried along. True of us, fishery, mechanization, and then somebody talk about product. Okay, now, these are some of the step-by-step procedures. I'm sure most of us should be familiar with this. This is a very good example for crop. But let me come to NCAM. Where are those from NCAM? What are the step-by-step procedure you use in developing a simple machine? Who is talking? The male, the female? You are engineer. You are extension. Engineer.
The first thing we do is to identify the problem. So after identifying the problem, then we design the machine.
Tell us the one that has been done in your presence, you've seen, and it's working perfectly well.
Okay, we recently fabricated the briquetting machine.
Okay.
The briquetting machine is used to produce briquettes.
Okay.
I don't know if you know what a briquette is. So we identified the problem. Okay, we generate waste. Maybe our maize, we need to thresh them. After threshing, we have the maize cob. So what can we do with this maize cob? You know, that's the problem that we need to solve. So at the end of the day, we end up turning the maize cob to the briquette.
Okay.
Through the briquetting machine.
How many years did it take you to finalize that from the start to finish, or months?
Maybe 8 months.
8 months. 8 months. Okay, if you see what we have for crop.
And then once you've been able to develop that new variety, and then you go to the next stage, which is the on-station trial. So wherever you're developing that new variety, you plant that particular variety, test run it to see how it is operating, how it's working, whether it's actually meeting the desired need or is achieving the objective at which you have initiated that research. But while you're doing that, you can now go to the next stage, the multi-locational trial. But another thing you can also do, you can even do the multi-locational trial and the on-farm trial side by side. But basically, the multi-locational trial takes a period of 2 years. Maybe you do for the first round, and then you do the second round. So even if you want to do them side by side to save time, you must have finished the first multi-locational trial. So when you're going to the second step, the second stage of doing the second year multi-locational trial, you cannot do the on-farm trial at the same time. So if this variety is working very well and efficiently, and then it cannot be nominated to the technical subcommittee for consideration.
The workshop becomes very necessary because of the fact that there is the need for synergy between the scientists and the stakeholders in respect of new technologies for developing, enhancing this agricultural production, under which the Arcn that is Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria, try to, within their mandate, to make sure they promote agricultural productivity within the country. So there is need for that synergy between the scientists and the stakeholders to be able to fathom and see how they can leverage on the new technological development to enhancing agricultural productivity. And that is why we, as human capacity development consultant, we decide to now leverage our strategic competence with the institute. We have been training their staff over the years, and we find out that this particular one we need to also leverage with them to be able to help coordinate and also bring resource people to be able to impart on them and have a better synergy to be able to enhance particularly the researchers. You discover that most of the participants are drawn from the various research institutes, so as to rub minds together on their new technological innovations and see in what area the council can further enhance and make better deliverables. So we have seen that Arcn is a center of excellence, and is being manned by a very competent executive secretary. And since the assumption of his office, Garuba Hamdo Sharutu, yes. So we have had a lot of interaction with him in person, and then with the institute, and we see the level to which he's coordinating the various research institutes for a better. That's why we regard it as a real center of excellence, and their core mandate in delivering all their mandate objectives. We have worked with, I don't want to mention some other institutes, we have worked with several other institutes. In fact, we've even had dealing with even institutes outside the country, but we are able to observe that since the tenure of this professor at the ES of this institute, there have been a lot of changes. And this is a man that stands by his word. He had that leadership capability, and he's zealous. The zeal and the zeal to which he's driving the institute is unprecedented, and that is why. And he has been able to, get the input of the other stakeholders, and he's making even all the new innovation. The staff are becoming more committed. And because it's a major principle we see him is this zero tolerance for infractions. I make you know that they must deliver according to the mandate given by the government.
Some of the new intakes expressed gratitude for the training. They said it's an eye-opener, and this will spur them to do more.
I've learned a lot, and one of those things I've gathered from this conference, which is quite innovative, which is quite eyes-opening. There are some things I have gained. Number one, especially that has to do with stakeholders. Now I've been able to gather from this very conference that how to handle stakeholders in my college, especially when it comes to research, how to bring in different people from different backgrounds, from different pedestal, people that are not even in my field, how to bring them in to like what I intend to do, my goal, my mission, especially in the college where I'm coming from. And not only that, I will also talk about need assessment. I've been able to see from this presentation, which is titled need assessment, I've been able to see that you must understand the need of the people. You don't just carry out a research without knowing what the people need. The need of people must be taken into consideration, not your likeness as a researcher, but the need of the people. I am highly motivated. Let me use that word. I'm highly motivated to teach other people what I've learned here, apart from even being organized by my college. Personally, at departmental level, I'm going to inform my colleagues some of these things I've learned here. Not only that, some of these things I've learned here, I'm going to implement them with my students. Then for the management, I'm going to make effort to write some memos through my own HOD in order to let them know the need for research that will benefit the society, since our mandate is in the area of teaching, research, and community service. Okay, I'm going to appreciate particularly now the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria for organizing a program like this, because I've benefited so much from this program in terms of knowledge, in terms of research, in terms of how to handle stakeholders, in terms of how to go about research and the needs assessment of research. So the organizer of this program have done very, very well. Honestly, I must say this. All the conferences I've been to, is this one I've enjoyed so much and I've learned so much as a researcher.
The training has been very enlightening so far, and we learnt about the relevance of innovation to research, the steps of innovation to research, and also needs assessment. We learned that needs assessment is not a form of evaluation, it's a step that precedes a project, and the training has helped us to understand the mandate of our organization as well as our roles and responsibilities to our organization. I would like to appreciate first of all the director of my department, the executive secretary, Professor Garba Hamidu Sharabutu, for giving us this wonderful opportunity. I'm grateful on behalf of myself and other staff of Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria.
An highlight of the whole ceremony is the presentation of certificates to all participants at the training. On that note, to wrap it up on the program Agric today on Arcn TV, I am Khadija Oluwatoyin. Saying don't go nowhere.